Hi, I'm Paul Pasolka, Ivy Masters Learning Center at ivymasters.com, and today we're going to look at the third question from the Linear Digital SAT, Test 1, Module 1, Number 3, and it reads, the total cost in dollars to rent a surfboard consists of a $25 service fee, a $10 per hour rental fee. A person rents a surfboard for T hours and intends to spend a maximum of $75 to rent the surfboard. Which inequality represents this situation? So first off, when you see the word begin or initial or start or anything that means that, you know you've got a y-intercept. Second thing, if you see per or each or every, then you know you have slope. So when it starts, total cost in dollars to rent the surfboard consists of $25 service fee. That is your initial cost. That's going to be your y-intercept. And when it says $10, it says per, $10 per hour. That's going to be your slope. So if you are good like that, y equals mx plus b. Y equals, and your m is 10, 10x plus b, your b is 25. Okay? That's one thing. The other thing is the 75. What are we doing with the 75? So it's saying the maximum is going to be $75. So the y would typically be your total. You'd plug in for x, which would be your number of hours. It tells you, well, your x is really your t here. So you'd say y equals 10t plus 25. And so you know you'd plug in for your number of hours. 75 is not your number of hours. What is it? It would be your total cost when you plug in for t. So now we've got 75 equals 10t plus 25. But it says they want to spend a maximum of $75. So which side do we have to restrict? Which way would your inequality have to go? Well, it actually has to go this way. How do we know that? Well, if you just threw around some numbers in your head and said like, hey, let's say we worked, he was at it for 100 hours using that surfboard. Well, he wouldn't be able to do that because he's got to restrict the price of this. So 100 hours shouldn't work. And then you notice that you have it going the wrong way. So now we know that it's got to be this. And so we see all the inequalities are flipped the other way. Now, remember, your inequality is like a hungry monster, and you want it always to be pointing at the thing that is bigger. So the 75 should be bigger. If I flip this, 10t plus 25, the inequality is eating the 75. Its mouth going towards the 75. So it's got to still be going that way. So that's going to be your correct answer. It's going to be B. Now, alternately, what could you do? We'll get rid of all this. And what you could do instead is you could make a table. And you could say, here's your number of hours. Your T is your number of hours. And then we could say how much it's going to cost. And so then you could pick numbers. 1 hour, it's going to cost $35. And this is in y equals 10t plus 25. But even if you don't know that, you could think through the equation and figure what each thing would cost. So then if it was at it for 2 hours, then it would be another $10. And you could see the trend there. It goes by 10, so it would be 55, 65, 75, 85. So that would be 4 and 5 and 6. And then what you could do is you could see a maximum of 75. So this is your cutoff. Plugging in 5 hours should work, but when you go to 6 hours, it should not work. So what we see is when we plug in for 5 hours into answer choice D, it works. But once we plug in for 6 hours into answer choice D, it does not work. Thank you for joining us today. If you like this video, click like. You could share it with someone who has difficulty with these linear equation inequality word problems. If there's any question you'd like to answer from any official PSAT or SAT or ACT, leave that in the comments. I'd be happy to shoot a video on it. Click subscribe so you don't miss anything, and check out our 1-minute video on TikTok. Have a great day.